From the age of 60 onward, the body enters a phase where muscle mass loss, previously slow and almost imperceptible, begins to occur at a faster rate. This process has a name: sarcopenia. It's not caused solely by age, but by a combination of factors like a sedentary lifestyle, inadequate nutrition, hormonal changes, and silent inflammations that accumulate over a lifetime. What many don't realize is that this muscle loss doesn't just affect appearance, it directly impacts strength, balance, posture, and independence. Muscle is much more than just tissue for movement. It acts as a metabolic reserve, influences glucose regulation, skeletal stability, and even the immune system. When it weakens, the entire body feels it. Standing for long periods tires you out more. Climbing stairs becomes a challenge. Carrying bags requires greater effort. Minor falls become more frequent and more dangerous. Reduced musculature leaves bones unprotected and joints vulnerable. This weakening, however, doesn't happen overnight. The body gives signals. Feeling weaker, losing weight without reason, noticing clothes looser on the legs and arms, or having difficulty rising from a chair are warning signs. But the biggest mistake is thinking this is normal for your age and simply accepting it. Because what's common doesn't have to be inevitable. The good news is that muscle loss is reversible at any age, including after 60. But it requires targeted action, strategic nutrition, and the right stimulus. Understanding what's happening in the body is the first step to reversing this condition. And when the musculature starts responding again, vitality, autonomy, and confidence return as well. Muscle rebuilding begins with knowledge and continues with action. For a long time, bone broth was seen as an almost miraculous food for strengthening the body, especially in old age. Rich in collagen and minerals, it seems like a natural choice for anyone wanting to protect muscles, bones, and joints. But the truth is that, despite its benefits, it's far from sufficient for those over 60 who need to rebuild muscle mass efficiently. The collagen in bone broth isn't the same type of protein that muscles need to grow. It works more on skin elasticity, joint health, and connective tissue structure. Muscles, on the other hand, require specific amino acids like leucine, which bone broth offers in hardly adequate amounts. In other words, it nourishes, but it doesn't rebuild. Another point is that bone broth, as nutritious as it is, has low caloric and protein value when consumed on its own. For someone in a phase of muscle loss, this means it can complement, but never replace, a real source of high-quality protein. Many older adults believe they're strengthening themselves, when in reality they're just hydrating and little more. This doesn't mean abandoning bone broth entirely, but rather understanding its real role. It can be part of the diet, but never the center of it when the goal is to recover strength and muscle mass. For that, there are far more potent foods, and it's about one of them that we'll talk next. Subscribe to the channel. Here you'll find reliable and practical content to take care of your physical and mental health. Disease prevention, tips for healthy habits, well-being and quality of life. Turn on notifications and follow our updates to live with more balance and health. Now let's continue. When the goal is to rebuild muscle mass after 60, there's no escaping one truth. Protein is the central element. But not just any protein, the spotlight goes to an amino acid called leucine. It's the main one responsible for activating the muscle synthesis process, meaning the command the body gives to start building muscle again. With aging, the body loses the ability to make use of small amounts of protein. This means the same meal that sufficed at 30 no longer has the same effect after 60. That's why protein intake needs to be more efficient, with higher quality and nutritional density, especially in the main meals of the day. Leucine is present in greater amounts in foods like eggs, lean meats, fish, hard cheeses, and especially in one food many overlook: whey protein isolate, known as whey protein. It's quickly absorbed, has a high concentration of leucine, and can be used safely, even by older adults, when properly guided. The body at this age needs more stimulus to react, and that stimulus starts with the right fuel. Without quality protein in adequate amounts, there's no way to halt muscle loss. That's why knowing which nutrient to prioritize is the first step out of loss and back to rebuilding. Among all protein-rich foods, one in particular has stood out for its ability to stimulate muscle recovery quickly: whey protein. Derived from milk whey, It contains a high concentration of leucine, along with fast digestion and excellent absorption. That's why many experts consider it the most efficient functional food for preserving and rebuilding muscles in older adults. Contrary to what people think, whey isn't just for athletes or young folks. After 60, it can be a true ally against sarcopenia, precisely because it offers in a single dose what many meals can't deliver. When incorporated strategically into the routine, especially after light exercise or with main meals, its effects start to be felt in just a few days. Studies show that combining whey protein with light physical activity boosts lean mass gain and improves strength, mobility, and balance in older adults. Plus, it aids post-effort recovery, prevents fatigue spikes, and even helps with blood sugar control. It's a food with purpose, acting at the right spot and at the right time. More than a supplement, whey protein can be seen as a tool for nutritional rehabilitation. And when paired with a balanced eating plan suited to the age, it stops being just a detail and becomes the star in maintaining strength, autonomy, and vitality in daily life. Introducing whey protein into the routine doesn't have to be hard. It can be consumed with water, milk, or even mixed into fruit smoothies. The convenience is one of its biggest perks, especially for those with low appetite or chewing difficulties. 1 dose a day, preferably after physical activity or between main meals, is enough to stimulate mass gain. The ideal is to follow a nutritionist's guidance to adjust the amount based on weight and needs. For those who don't like the plain flavor, there are versions with vanilla, chocolate, and fruit, which can be combined with oats, banana, or plain yogurt. This makes consumption more enjoyable and functional, adding even more nutritional value to the meal. Maintaining consistency in usage is the key. It's no use taking it once and stopping. When properly incorporated into daily life, whey starts acting as part of the eating plan, strengthening muscles without extra effort. Protein alone does a lot, but when combined with the right other nutrients, its effects are even more potent. Muscle needs more than raw material. It needs favorable conditions to regenerate, and that includes vitamins, minerals, and good fats. Vitamin D, for example, is essential for muscle and bone health. Without it, the body has more difficulty using protein efficiently. Magnesium and zinc, meanwhile, directly participate in cellular recovery and tissue function. Good fats, like those from olive oil and flaxseed, help reduce inflammation and improve the body's response to physical effort. These small dietary adjustments create the ideal environment for the body to rebuild what it's lost over time. Therefore, boosting protein intake is essential, but it should come with a complete eating plan. Nourishing isn't just eating more protein, it's giving the body all the puzzle pieces for it to function well and truly recover. Even with adjusted nutrition, muscle only reacts if stimulated. After 60, the body needs movement to activate the rebuilding process. It's not about intense exercises, but light, regular, and well-guided activities that respect age limits. Walks, bodyweight exercises, stretches, and resistance band workouts are already enough to signal the body that it needs to keep the musculature active. Moderate effort combined with the right protein yields visible results in strength and energy. Plus, movement improves circulation, motor coordination, and body awareness. Every step, every conscious action contributes to preserving autonomy and avoiding falls. A sedentary lifestyle accelerates muscle loss, but the simple habit of moving slows that process. The secret isn't in intensity, but in consistency. A body that moves every day, even if just a little, responds better to nutrition and recovers more efficiently. Nourishing and stimulating go hand in hand, and it's in that union that muscle starts growing again. When the right nutrition meets the proper physical stimulus, results show up. In just a few weeks, you can notice improvements in strength, balance, and even daily mood. Movements become lighter, simple tasks require less effort, and the body starts responding with more firmness. But as important as achieving these advances is maintaining them. Muscle rebuilding after 60 requires consistency. Skipping meals, ditching exercise, or stopping quality protein use can make progress regress. The body needs ongoing care, not one-off solutions. Creating a sustainable routine, with habits that fit into real life, is the safest path. Eating well, moving daily, sleeping soundly, and staying hydrated are pillars that support this stronger new body. Over time, It becomes automatic and natural. If this content helped you, take the chance to watch the other videos on the channel popping up on the screen. They were designed to complement this care for your body and help you stay strong, with health, energy, and independence for many more years.